So here is the governor of New York in a statement that is both disturbing and falling on deaf ears. Listen carefully what Mayor Cuomo has just said to conservatives.
Who are they? Are they these extreme conservatives who are...
Stop it again. Start again, please. Listen carefully.
Who are they? Are they these extreme conservatives who are right to life, pro-assault weapon, anti-gay? Is that who they are? Because if that's who they are, and if they are the extreme conservatives, they have no place in the state of New York.
No place in the state of New York.
Who are these people? These conservatives, are they extreme conservatives that believe
things like, oh my gosh, can you imagine
right to life?
Can you even, and the way he even put it, right to life.
Play it again.
That is just...
Who are they? Are they these extreme conservatives who are right to life?
Stop for a second. Mayor Cuomo claims to be Governor Cuomo claims to be a Catholic in good standing.
Oh, yeah.
So who are these Catholics? Are they the extreme Catholics, like the Pope?
Who actually believe the doctrine of the church?
Are they these extremists that believe that a baby shouldn't be killed in the mother's womb? Who are these Catholics?
Yeah.
Wow.
I like, too, that there's this crazy group of people that thought that this right to life was something we should pay attention to when they wrote they were unalienable rights. Among these are the right to life. I mean, not exactly, but it's exactly what they're talking about. Unalienable rights. Right to life is the first one they list.
It's the first one. That's why we've often said, we've said this for years, that it's unconstitutional to have abortion because it's contained in the preamble.
Yeah.
Your right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That's actually the declaration.
That's actually the declaration, but in the preamble, the right to your posterity is talked about.
And
your
to
posterity.
Me, that is so we can pass it on for us and our posterity. And our posterity means our unborn children.
Yeah.
So it talks about our unborn children in the Constitution and your right to life. Who are these people who are
so crazy that they would believe that?
Life?
Jeez.
Play the whole thing again.
Who are they? Are they these extreme conservatives who are right to life, pro-assault weapon?
Stop. Pro-assault weapon? Pro-assault weapon? Pro-assault weapon? What is an assault weapon? If you would take an assault weapon and you would strip all of the black plastic or metal off of it and you'd put wood all around it, you would realize that it's pretty much a hunting rifle. Pro-hunting rifles.
Pro-hunting man. Mm-hmm. Think about that. Mm-hmm.
It is, and then he goes into the last one, which is
anti-gay.
Anti-gay? I don't know anybody who is anti-gay.
I don't either.
At least not any of my friends. I mean,
a lot of people in Iran, in the government of Iran.
Yeah, that's anti-gay. We could talk about the Russians. Mm-hmm. The Russians. In fact, Stephanopoulos asked Putin about the gay laws in Russia. Now you want to hear about anti-gay? It would sound a little something like this.
I wonder if you could respond to that. And if gay or lesbian athletes engage in some sort of protest, wear a rainbow pin or some other kind of protest, will they be free from prosecution under the propaganda law?
Acts of protest and acts of propaganda are somewhat different things. They are close, but if we were to look at them from the legal perspective, then protesting a law does not amount to propaganda of homosexuality or sexual abuse of children. That's one. Two is that I'd like to ask our colleagues, my colleagues and friends, that as they try to criticize us, they would do well to set their own house in order first. I did say, after all, and this is public knowledge, that in some of the states in the U.S., homosexuality remains a felony.
The Supreme Court has struck those laws down.
How are they in a position to criticize us for what is a much softer, liberal approach to these issues than in their own country? I know that this is something that can be easily done.
That's
in other words, I'm not going to listen to what you just said.
yeah. I mean, how is that a softer approach when you're jailed for it?
If the homosexuality was illegal and it was prosecuted, you might have an argument. It's A, not illegal, as he just pointed out, and B, in addition to that, when it was illegal, it was never prosecuted. At least
let's talk about the direction of the law as well. The direction of the law in the United States is the opposite. Those are old laws that are being nullified. He is putting in new laws that are being strengthened.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the direction is going the wrong way. And Russia is fascist. Look, anybody within the sound of my voice that hates a gay person because they're gay, you have no place calling yourself a fan of mine. And you are
no place in this country.
Yeah, you are not a fan of mine. You have no friendship here. If you hate people because they're gay, but if you hate people because they are conservative, you have no place as a friend of mine. You have no place claiming that you're a fan of this show. If you hate somebody just because they're liberal, they're gay, they are different than you from somewhere in one way or another, you are no different than the monsters who say, I can't be friends with them because they're handicapped. There's something wrong with them. I can't be friends with them because they're Jewish. I can't be friends with them because they're Muslim. If that's who you are, I don't want to have anything to do with you. However, you have a right to be my neighbor. You have a right to be somebody in the community and somebody whose voice is heard, and I'm not going to silence your voice. You're just wrong. But see, I'm not afraid of your opinion. If that's your opinion, then I want you to say it because I then know who you are. And I have a right to associate or disassociate from you. I have no problem with that. I'm not afraid of your opinion. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I mean, I learned that one from my mother pretty early on. I'm not afraid of people's viewpoints. In fact, I celebrate diverse viewpoints. Diverse viewpoints has what made me who I am today. Not just surrounding myself with a bunch of people who agree with me, but surrounding myself with people who have diverse opinions. You know, Keith gets a hard time every day. And this is a very small example, but he comes in and his job is to produce the show and try to book guests. We don't want any guests on the show. We've made that very clear. But every day, and he says every day, it is my job, guys, to bring you the guests that want to come on the show. And we're like, I know, get out. We don't want any guests. Every single day. Now, as the owner of this corporation, I could clearly say to him, don't ever bring me another guest. I don't want to hear your opinion. Pat always argues when I say, yes, we should have this person on. He always argues with me. And it always gets contentious because I could have Jesus booked. And he would say,
true.
We'll hear about it on Sunday. We'll hear about it on Sunday.
No.
Yes. He was on the talk show.
Jesus
Let's just
would be a
play
very
the audio of
guest.
Jesus on the talk shows. And so, every
there's
day,
good audio from a Sunday program.
That's right.
Like Meet
Why
the
have him
Press.
on?
Why
He's
have him
already
on?
said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. So every day. Now I can clearly fire my friend Pat. Stu, every time. I've got a funny line. Stu's like, no, don't give that funny line.
Don't paint me into that corner. Pat gets to be anti-guest. I have to be anti-funny line.
From me.
Okay.
Anti-funny lines from me.
Certain funny lines. Anti-certain funny lines.
Yeah, he went a little far with my guest thing, too, because there are guests
yes.
once in a while that I like.
Whatever. Okay, revisionists. Here's the thing. I could fire all these people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Can
now,
you?
why?
Do you mind?
Because no, I'm not doing you any favors. Why don't I? Because they make me stronger. They make the company stronger. We have straight people who work for us, gay people who work for us. We have Sarah. Sarah grew up in San Francisco, for the love of Pete. Sarah, who runs my studios, she doesn't agree with me on stuff. Yet we seem to all get together. We seem to all like each other. We seem to make it work. We seem to produce a television show that she doesn't agree with politically. But here's why. Here's why she works here. And here's why I hired her. She's a decent person. She's a good person. Jeffy, I can't explain. Mm-hmm. But everybody else, they're here because they're smart and they're decent.
And he's neither.
Everybody else?
Yeah.
Everyone else.
Everybody else except for you.
Everyone except you.
This is what we're doing here. We don't engage in fascism. I don't know. I hired the woman who started the Huffington Post.
That's a good point.
There is no fascism here. You don't have to agree with me. We all seem to get along. And you know what? Beyond getting along, it's not like we pass each other in the hallways and we're like, you. We genuinely like each other. Even though we vehemently disagree on pretty big things, we genuinely like each other. That's who we are as Americans. That's who this country is. This is who we're supposed to be. This is who we're supposed to be as people. And a governor, a leader, somebody who is for all of the people of the state, said now, if you believe, this is not an extreme view. This is a view of somebody who feels it in their heart. I believe that is a baby, and you don't have a right to kill that baby. Think of this. We're talking about people killing babies, and if you don't believe it, fine. I do. You're going to tell me to shut up? You'll never get me to shut up.
And you don't even belong in the state of New York?
Yeah. Shut up.
Wow.
And move. You have no place in the state of New York. If you believe in the Second Amendment, and you know that the Second Amendment was written against a government who would start to say, you have no place here. You don't have a right to speak out. Let me show you. Let me show you all of the times in American history, in Missouri when it was said to the Mormons. Let me show you in the South where it was said on Martin Luther King Day. Let me show you where those words were said by people like Wallace in the South. If you're black, you have no place here. Let me show you the words of the Americans in the 1800s that said that about the Native Americans. You have no place here. Let me show you the stacks of the bones of the buffaloes that they killed to tell the Indians there's no food for you. Move on. If you don't think that these things happen in America, let me show you the posters that went up in the walls, in the train stations, that went up on the sides of buildings, that said clearly, if you're Japanese, there's no room for you here. Now, that one was couched for your own protection. But then again, so were the reservations. For your own protection, you should move into the reservations. I'm sorry, but manifest destiny was a lie when we did it to the Indians. It's a manifest destiny is a lie when they try to do it to conservatives. There are no reservations. Those are called prisons. I say the same thing to Governor Cuomo. There are no reservations, Governor Cuomo. And if you really truly believe that, if you really truly believe I have 300 employees, 200 of which work in your state, we pay millions of dollars in income tax to your state. If you really truly believe that, Governor Cuomo, you serve us with an eviction notice. I want a letter from your office telling me that the group of people that I have in New York that are currently pro-life, that are writing about the assault weapon and showing that the Second Amendment is real, and who also make the claim that we will stand, and not just a claim, we will back it up with action. We will stand against fascist, hetero-fascist. We will stand with GLAAD. But I have news for you, Governor. We stand against all fascism. And if that's too extreme for you, I demand you put it in writing, and my company will be more than happy to shut down our offices and move to a place where we are welcome. We don't believe in reservations.